are now at Regent Park, checking out the changes in this area. Just a quick little video. Also, I wanted to test out the sound. It's a bit windy. I want to see if my wind protection is working. All new development, Regent Park. Some of these places are going to be government housing. Some are condos. And some are rental buildings. And right there you got a seniors residence. All this stuff is new. The soccer fields, the running track, all brand new stuff. And right here is going to be a youth center. I forget the name of the organization now that's doing it, but they help out disadvantaged people, homeless people, like different kinds of charitable causes. And I believe that they're going to be running this youth center to help kids in the area. So that's great. It's not huge, but it's fairly big. There's a community center close by. Of course, you got the school just over, you can't see it, but just over in the other direction. You got a school. You got a library close by. You have the Christian Resource Center. You have the children's center, like a daycare center. You have a swimming pool, the aquatic center. So you have quite a bit of resources in the neighborhood for people to go out and do things, to learn, to get exercise. You got an outdoor hockey rink that was just built. Tennis courts. All brand new stuff. These are government housing right here. Rent guaranteed income and also market rentals, which I think usually rent for $1,100–1,200 for a one-bedroom apartment. But in Toronto, that's half the price of other apartments. The average apartment rental in Toronto, I've read, is now $2,300. So if you're paying $1,200 in a government building, especially one that's brand new, looks good, that's a really good deal. And it's right across the street. This one here is a condo. You could tell the condos are obviously a little bit nicer. These government buildings have fairly simple lobbies, nothing too fancy. But one good thing is that they are going to have stores in the bottom, which help animate the street, make the neighborhood a lot more lively, and provide services to people. So here you see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 stores here lining the street, and across the street there's going to also be retail. In this building here, it's lined with retail, and then there's going to be another condo here, due west, which is also going to be lined with retail. So this is going to be a fairly good shopping street or restaurant destination, which is good because whether you're rich or poor, you still need to go out and eat and have some fun, right? Traffic in Toronto is crazy. There's the aquatic center, and there's the park in Regent Park. This area was called Regent Park, but it never really had a major park. Any park as far as I know, until they redeveloped it And now they finally put in a park in Regent Park. It's actually a pretty decent park too. It's got an area to do outdoor cooking and barbecuing. It's got a community garden. It's got, oh, there's also an art center in Regent Park coming up here. More stores and restaurants. You got a Wendy's here. That's the aquatic center. And it's got like 3 different pools in there with a slide, which is great for kids in the neighborhood. Wendy's.
Oh, I never know the name of the
And then you got Rogers, which I'm not a fan of, but that's what I used to download and upload my videos to YouTube. Regent Park Aquatic Center. Okay, you still got that little, what's his name? Patchy, the mascot of the Pan Am Games, little porcupine. Here you have Shoppers Drug Mart, which totally ruins the pedestrian vibe by blocking off all the windows. Kills the vibe. Great art. I love these colorful portraits. And also the children's area in this park is really good. They got all kinds of inventive and creative swings and slides and jumping things and all kinds of good stuff. You got the bikes here, so if you need to get to downtown quickly, you don't want to wait for the transit, you can just bike there. It's $99 a year for the bikes. You got Tim Hortons, you have Subway sandwiches, as well as a few other businesses. You got a health center. St. Michael's Health Center has a medical clinic here, and you also have a school here. One of the schools are affiliated. So not bad at all, right? Considering that this used to be a poor, rundown neighborhood, used to be known for drive-by shootings and drug dealing and all kinds of social issues. And now that it's become a mixed area, it's not that there is no crime here. Obviously crime happens everywhere in the city, but it has greatly reduced. And obviously now that it's more of a mixed income area, the reputation has definitely changed. You can live here now and people don't know if you live in government housing, if you live in a condo, if you know, it's just Regent Park. It's just a part of the city. It's actually a great area because you're so close to downtown. You have the option of just walking to work or walking to school, walking downtown. You can get to Yonge Street in probably 25 minutes, 20 minutes. By bike, probably 10, 15 minutes. Got a restaurant here, bistro. Here you got a dentist. And right down this street, this is the main street. This is where all the larger buildings are located. So you got the community center, you got the school here, you got the government housing here, you got government housing, condo, and you got the condo here. And then over here you have more condos. You got the Royal Bank. At the base of this building here, you have something that's quite interesting. You have the Toronto Birthing Center, which is where you come if you want to have a baby and you don't want to do it in a hospital. I'm not sure if it's some kind of new age kind of place or if they do it differently, like without drugs or anything. but it is an option for women who don't want to go to a hospital. And then on the corner, you have a fairly large Sobeys grocery store, really good prices, and lots of ethnic food. This is a very ethnic mixed neighborhood. You have a lot of people from Africa, from China, from the Caribbean, and all these from different areas of the world. You have Latinos, and it's a good mix of ethnicities. So you have a good mix of ethnic food. You got a fire station on the corner, which is good to have just in case. You don't hear of too many fires anymore. In the old days you'd hear of buildings burning down, but nowadays with all the new technology and stuff, very rarely do you hear of any major fires going on in Toronto. I haven't seen any in years, like since I was like maybe a teenager, long time ago. So that's pretty much it for Regent Park. We're now coming to the end of Regent Park once you get to Parliament Street. So that's kind of like, you can see the vibe and how things are changing really quickly for the better, I think. I haven't been inside any of the apartments here, so I have no idea what they're like inside. From what I hear, I was talking to one older man that told me that they redid his building and he had some complaints. And his complaint was that the building is much nicer inside because it's a brand new apartment, but it's very small compared to what he used to have. The old apartments used to be fairly large, and now, just like with condos, they're all very tiny spaces. So, you know, there's apartments now, well, condos that are going up for under 400 square feet. That's just basically a tiny room. So I would imagine that his apartment was fairly small, and that's why he was kind of upset about having to downsize to a really tiny little apartment compared to what he used to have. So here we are on the cusp. You got Cabbagetown on one side and you got Regent Park on the other. Parliament Street. This area here, 10, 15 years ago, when you'd walk here, it would be very scary. Well, not scary, but very different. You would only see really rough looking guys, drug dealers, and you would see prostitutes. You very rarely saw just ordinary people walking through or shoppers. There was no real shopping here. There was rundown stores and like bars and things, but you'd mostly see prostitutes or like people high on crack and stuff, just wandering around here like zombies. And now they're all gone. You don't see any prostitutes. You don't see any drug dealers. You don't see anything that's too crazy. I mean, you do see eccentric people, but there's a lot of people in Toronto that are just, you know, unusual. A lot of mental illness and mental health issues and stuff, right? And just a lot of colorful people, because Toronto is like New York City. It attracts people from all over the world. So you see a lot of people in their ethnic costumes or ethnic uniforms or ways of dressing. Oh, there's a Toronto Fire and Native Cultural Center, Native Center. So that's basically it. And here's Fresco. See how busy this place is now? And what time is it now? It is 10 to 5, so it's just around rush hour. If you would have been here 15 years ago, you would have seen 3 people, 2 prostitutes and one drug dealer, and they would have all been high and like in distress, let's say. Well, there's one guy there that looks like panhandling. So obviously things don't change 100%. There's always, well, Toronto has a lot of panhandlers. That's just the way it is, right? You're in a big city, so you're always going to have people that are in distress, people that are dealing with health issues, people that are, you know, dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. Of course, you got a Tim Hortons on the corner, and you got a samosa Indian store in the corner there too. Okay, I think it's about time to end this video. As you can see, condos are still going up all over the area, not just in Regent Park, but all the surrounding areas, literally. Condos everywhere. The city is condo crazy. I'm going to make some videos called Condomania, because that's what's going on in Toronto right now. Condomania. Okay. Heading into Freshco. Gonna do some shopping.